Reliable Christian talk radio at its best. Find your daily dose of Christ-centered motivation and encouragement on Radio Pulpit 657. Download our app now. Tune in to radiopulpit.co.za or find us on DSTV Audio 882 and OpenView 607. Radio Pulpit, your daily companion for more than 40 years, brings a relevant moral alternative to 400,000 listeners in a variety of South African languages. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and download our podcasts today.
Radio Pulpit, in partnership with International Marketplace Summit and Phumlani Lodge, invites all worship team leaders to a special worship encounter on the 10th of November 2024 at Phumlani Lodge in Camille's Drift. Join Churches Selatole from South Africa and Apostle Glenda Wright McCullum from the USA as they lead this powerful event designed to train, educate, and equip worship leaders. Registration is free. For more information, call Zandile on 012-334-1231 or email zandile@radiopulpit.co.za to book your spot today.
And so he was crucified for you and I. Today, you and I are called the children of God, and such a blessing to belong to this kingdom. And we should tell others about the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings and his love, and that he gave his only begotten Son that we might have life eternal. And that was Ndoto Worship, and the title of the song, Now You Are Free. And when the Son of Man sets you free, you are free indeed. Exciting to know that you can be free. You can know freedom for real. Not what people are talking about, but the true freedom brought to you by the Lord Jesus Christ in your life. I'm so delighted at this current moment in time. I'm talking to my queen. We were at We had a wonderful time at the established Businesswomen Gibs Networking Summit, awards and gala dinner. It was just awesome, and it was a beautiful 2 days right there. And so we're just wrapping it up nicely with Modise-Moloto. My queen, how are you? How are you, Gia? All right, here we go again. Let me do this.
I am well, my queen. My queen, how are you doing?
I'm good.
How are you doing, my queen?
Can you hear me, Gia?
Well. I'm recovering from the weekend. I can hear you.
Wow, what a weekend. What a beautiful time we had right there. And can you tell us from your side as the organizers, with everything that was taking place, with everyone was getting awarded, and everything that was taking place for these 2 days, what was in your heart? And did it come to fruition the way you had planned and seen it as you were planning it with the Lord?
It came to fruition. It came to fruition. And I think the most important thing is the feedback that you get from the delegates that were in the room, that experienced the weekend with us. The fact that when some of them were leaving, were asking for 2025 date, I thought, oh, okay, then maybe we have done a good job, and our delegates, our guests, they want some more. So that feedback was quite encouraging to myself and to my team also.
What is something that stood out for you? What you can point to and say, on Saturday or on Friday, this happened, and this was my highlight. And you'd like to also remind women who are in business, even if they were not there, but you took from that, and you're like, if you are in the business space, this is what I'd like to say to you, taking it from what happened on Saturday or on Friday.
What stood out for me on both days is the speakers, that the message that they had and how they empowered and enlightened us and opened our eyes. there was Dr. Alistair Mokoena on Friday that really simplified things, that business leaders and those that become entrepreneurs, our work is for higher purpose, and our work is prayer in itself. And Dr. Mamokgethi then talked to us about being ready to do the hard things and having a high capacity for shame. And it's when you are ready to do hard things and you have high capacity for shame that you really break boundaries and you live in your calling. You do things and achieve things that would otherwise not be achieved. And we had Margaret Hershey on Friday that just gave us so much wisdom about how to start our businesses, grow our businesses, how to hire, and how to keep the business fun. And for me, Sibongile, I will say that all these stand out for me because I hardly ever brief speakers that come to our events, that take the podium, because I believe that I am led to those specific speakers by the Holy Spirit and by God. They are God chosen for the audience that's going to be in the room. Yes, of course, the name of the event gives them a sense of what we are about, established business women, and all the speakers were chosen because they are established in their area of work or in their area of purposeful living. So for me, the puzzle fell together beautifully. And the women that were receiving awards, I mean, there were many nominated women, and only 7 could walk away with the award of the established women. And we were bestowing these awards onto women that have been in the business for 40 years, women that have changed lives, women that have been able to change lives of families through employment or through community work, creating employment, community work. I mean, there was Mampo who came all the way from the Western Cape, who was bestowed an award for her work that she does with the drone device, the equipment drone, that so many are using for social media, but she's in the process of developing a drone that will go into war-torn areas to see and identify areas of help or what we can do, what it looks like, to let us know, to let the world know what it looks like in those war-torn areas. So for me, there was inspiration on inspiration. There was God's validation. There were amazing, beautiful women in that room. The vibe of the room was so good that knowing that this room is filled with ambitious women, men and women. We had our supporters, business partners. We had the South Africa Israeli Chamber of Commerce. We had Gibs in the room. We had TBN Africa in the room. It was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. And if we had to write down the things that we promised, that we will have funders in the room, we'll say, yes, we had funders in the room. Business partners was there, and our
Oh my, oh my, oh my. All right, she got cut off. We will just reconnect with Gia. I think she's coming back. She is back. Yes, my queen. We had business partners in the room, the funders. You was just about. All right, okay. I'm not quite sure. Let's try to connect with her in
yes, and we had media.
All right. Okay, let me connect with her in another way. In the meantime, let's take a message coming there from Graham. We had a talk with Graham from Business Partners, and let me connect again with Gia so we can further our discussion. Let's hear the kind of talk we had with Graham on a beautiful Saturday. Graham from Business Partners. Family, as I told you, we are still out here. It's the second day, and we are amongst business people. We are at Established Businesswomen Gibs Network Summit, day 2. Next to me, I'm sitting with business Thomas Graham Masedi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm well. I'm buzzing. Yes. Actually, no. That's another thing. But Kiabu on my side, and I do speak.
Wow. Thank you to us this afternoon.
Yeah.
Tell us about your engagement here at the Established Summit.
Well, it's been an interesting one. I don't want to lie. I seem to believe that I'm one of the 20% of the males that's here out of the 80% of the females. And the engagement has been quite interesting in a way that, there is appetite when it comes to female entrepreneurship. I've met with quite a lot of female entrepreneurs and, how interesting and their insights that they've shared with me on their journeys too as well, and how they've started, and, how is it that I as a professional can be able to assist in their businesses too as well. So I think this is also, uncharted waters a bit for me, but I'm really enjoying the conversation.
So who is Business Partners? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Business Partners is an SME risk financier. So we support small businesses, or rather we call them SMEs.
Yes.
And we do fund these entities. Our funding criteria ranges from 500,000 until 50 million. And our funding normally is to assist entrepreneurs with your working capital, with your expansions, your takeovers.
Working capital from the beginning?
No. We need at least a 2-year. Business must be 2 years operational rather, and then we can be able to start, having an engagement with entrepreneurs.
Yes. I can be operating for 2 years without a cent in my account.
Without
a cent in my account.
No, but you need to, show me that you can be able to, afford my terms, repayment terms and stuff like that. So I need to see at least a bit of activity when it comes to cash flow, and be able to gauge whether is this business, a venture that I want to, to embark on. So I need to see at least a bit of cash flow activities in order for me to invest in these type of businesses.
So is there some mentorship then as well, whenever you're giving money to an SME?
So we do have a technical assistance fund, which then comprises of mentorship programs too as well. But this is only available to business partners clients. So you need to be a business partners client in order for you to access our technical assistance program, which is kept at 30% of the entire loan value. So if your loan, for example, is 1 million rand, so the 30% that you'd be able to access is 300,000, which is 0% interest free, which is a nice part, and is repayable, as when you would like to pay it, but it should be within the duration of my subordinate, or rather my senior loan.
Yeah. So is it generally for any SME, or you have a particular group? People talking about women empowerment, people talking about the youth. So who are you targeting?
So we are normally targeting established businesses. Any established businesses. So we do play in various sectors of the economy, but we are excluding ourselves when it comes to your industries. We exclude ourselves when it comes to your on lending types of activities, because these, so we don't fund those ones. We also don't do your primary agriculture, but definitely we do agro processing, and then underground mining. We also don't play into that industry, because as I did say, that our funding ranges from 500,000 until 50 million. So underground mining, those guys, 50 million is a change to them. They want them at 2 million, 200 million and stuff. So we can, when it comes to mining, we can only do the top structure mining. So those are the support guys within the mining space. Then we can look into. Those are our clients. So definitely we are looking for established businesses in order for them to be able, to access most of our products, and then also startups. We do startups on our side, but we need to determine, or rather differentiate, what is a startup, or define what is a startup as well too, because people are under the impression that yes, we all know it's startup, never traded before, don't have any financials, but we are looking at something that's got like blue sky potential. No offense to like other startup companies, but we need to ensure that this startup rather is premium, in the market, and we can be able to take these guys and say that, we are willing to take the risk into this type of companies. But then if you're going to start with something like, fashion design, everybody's doing it, you understand? So
you gotta stand out.
yeah, you have to stand out because we also, we need some firepower from the entrepreneur. So we do have, it's more like a venture capitalist fund that we're having. So it needs to be there.
What are some of the mistakes that we do as SMEs that disqualifies us from getting funding?
Number one, no proper documentation of financials.
Yeah.
We do not document our financials. We wait for the last minute to compile everything.
My personal bank.
Never mind. That's number two. We're having an instance where a client says, "Hey, business partners, we need funding like as soon as yesterday." And I'm like, "Okay, we can be able to assist you as soon as yesterday, but please let's see the financials." And be like, I still need to contact my auditor. Financials are not in place. So that's number one. You need to ensure that you review your financials at least on a quarterly basis. Have management account in place so that whenever you need funding, it's easier for you to have or produce some sort of signed documentation from an auditor that says that this is what's verified and this is what the client is making, because we're making decisions based on those financials there.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, we're having entrepreneurs who lack the skill set on the business. It's either someone who's retired, they want to use their pension money or their retirement money to start a new business. They don't have the passion for that. They didn't go to school for it. They just, are trying to survive. It's a means to an end. So that's also another thing that's killing the entrepreneur. So it's better to start early, show a track record of all your challenges, your failures. We need to see that, because that's also telling us a whole lot more about your entrepreneur profile. Yes. So yes, indeed. So that's number one. Improper documentation or no documentation in place. For funding, because that's what we need. So we do not look and take the entrepreneur's word for it. It needs to be in writing. We need to see what he says. It's transpiring into the numbers in order for us to make a decision there.
So that is only number one. What is number two?
Number two, as I did say, we're having people who are lacking skill set. Someone with an experience in manufacturing, and now all of a sudden they want to do property development. Just because there's money there, they assume that there's money, and one of the people, they've done it and it was successful. That no, it doesn't work for everyone. We need to ensure that you've got the experience related for this. We need to ensure that there's a track record, because if I give you my money, I need to see what projects you have took in, or rather you've engaged in previously, in order for you to access our funding. So we don't just give you for the sake you do also have money or collateral. We need to ensure that you know what you're doing too as well.
And there is this notion that whenever you start a business, like immediately you qualify, immediately you will get funding.
So there's it's more like a vehicle installment. When you go to a dealership and they say that no, if you earn net of 10k, you can walk away with a Polo. It doesn't mean you can afford a Polo. Yes, you do meet the criteria that says that 10k would value you, but it doesn't mean that you afford. It's the same thing with us here. Businesses, they say that no, we can repay the loan. Yes, you can repay me, but it doesn't mean that you can afford my loan, because at the end of the day, with my repayment terms, after you've done, you are left with nothing. You do not want to get to such a development where all of the money that you are making, it's now paying off your loan. You need to have something at least that shows that there's we call it the cash equivalence. There's a bit of liquidity in the business. But if only then you use all those funds to pay off your debt, then it means that your business is not growing. There's no growth in the business, and we can't be able to
you're on the losing end.
Yes, correct.
So now, if I would like to find out more, or I want to borrow money, I qualify.
Yes.
Listening to Ndadima say I qualify.
Yes.
How do I approach you guys, or where do I get all the information?
So you can get our information on the website. So we have rejuvenated our website now. We've done away with our paper-based application forms. So you can now do an online application form.
Oh, is it?
Yes, because we are trying to move on with the times, People don't have time to be scanning, signing, and then sending them back. So it's easy when everything is done online, But we're also working with referral codes. So if you are applying online, it's also best, to ensure that you've had a conversation with an investment professional business partners, and that person can give you their referral code, so that when you do an online application, input that referral code and it goes directly to the person that you've engaged with. So because they know more about your business, because they've previously engaged with you. So that's number one. Start on with our application process online. It comes comes through to us, we then assess the transaction, assess viability, whatever it is that you are requesting funding for. We then determine if only, are we comfortable as a company in investing in such a company, and then if yes, we then proceed, with doing what we call a due diligence. Due diligence is now going deeper into the company. We're doing an operation. We are now those surgeons. We need to ensure that every part of the bone is working there and is working functionally. So that's what we do with due diligence, where we get the most out of the business. And then once we've concluded our due diligence process, we then go to an investment committee to present our findings. And then this is where we then get either an approval or rather we get a decline from the committee. And obviously decline would be based on whatever it is that they've realized.
It doesn't mean that next time I try, I might...
No, you can still come back again. So we can literally say that, the committee has declined here and there, but, let's improve. For the next coming 3 to 6 months, let's improve 1, 2, 3. Come back, and let's see if only we are in a position to be able to support you.
So are you working alone as a business partners, or you have... I think others would use the word underwritten or...
No. We are on our own. We are backed. So we started in the 1980s. So we started off by...
Very old.
Yeah, very old. I wasn't born there. This company is way older than me. So it started in 1981 by the Rupert family, along with the government back in the day. So they formed an entity which was then called the SPDC, Small Business Development Corporation, to some of the listeners who may know it. And fast forward or fast track, in the late 90s, we were then self-sustainable, and we were able, to not rely on government funding. And then that's where we then became business partners. From SPDC, we converted to business partners, but still with the Rupert family, they still having the majority of the shareholding via their company, which is called Remgrow. And then the second biggest shareholder would therefore be the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, which is called SIFA. And then the balance that's remaining, that's made up of the big 4 banks, along with your Old Mutuals, your Sanlams, and your PICs there. So those are our funders, those are our investors. So we use their money and then we roll it out into the market and invest in SMEs.
Oh wow, what a track record. You guys said we were going to talk 2 minutes. We have gone beyond. We're like 30 minutes. So give us the where we can go to, the website and everything, that we can, the numbers where we can go.
So we can visit Business Partners on www.businesspartners with an S at the end, not a singular, businesspartners.co.za, and there you can find all our information, like what we do, where we come from, and also where you can also apply, and that's also, we also have a website again, where we recognize, established entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs through our Entrepreneur of the Year awards. So we do have recognition. We do also recognize our people. So you're struggling alone, we recognize those struggles there. So you can visit EOY, which is abbreviation for Entrepreneur of the Year. So it's EOY.co.za, or rather www.eoy.co.za, and then you can see the criteria on how to then apply to be recognized by business partners. And you can also see a track record of entrepreneurs like yourselves, guys, who won these awards as well, because I think these are also features in the market, because it's also prizes that you do. It's not only an award, there's also monetary prizes that you also give to these guys.
Wow, Ndaduma City, thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. And I'm getting some business.
I need to get business done. It's Saturday, but we're not working. We're not working. We need to impact the economy, and I'm here to impact all the women that are running these businesses diligently. Thank you very much for having me.
Ulwazi oluthe vetshe, impilo engcono, nothando oluthe gabalala. Radio Pulpit 657 AM, umhlobo wakho wemihla ngemihla. Yazisa ngeshishini lakho ku-Radio Pulpit, ubuyele kwisimo esiphileyo. I-Radio Pulpit ine-40 years yafundelwayo, kwaye nabaphula
Beautiful music on Radio Pulpit, your daily companion. Celebrate Africa is the title of the song. And it is Believe. That's the song, Believe by Celebrate Africa.
This is Heart to Heart with Sibongile Mofokeng on Radio Pulpit. Heart to Heart.
The time now, 27 minutes just before 1 on Radio Pulpit, your daily companion. I'm still with Modise-Moloto, and we just had business partners and Dade Mohali talking to us right there, Graham talking about their engagement. And so, Gia, you and business partners, how did you come across each other?
You know, for the Christian Women Business Network, we are always on the lookout for those organizations and other businesses or corporate South Africa that is interested in empowering women, that offers empowerment opportunities, whether it's in funding or in mentorship or in business incubation. So Business Partners has been such a partner with CWBN. From about 3-4 years ago, we've been doing a few projects in partnership with them. Their branch in the KZN region of Durban, actually for some few years, I think before COVID, they used to host our networking sessions on their premises. So our relationship has been long time going and it's growing, and I'm looking forward. I think we are both looking forward to what will come with all these interactions and engagements that we both get involved in.
So it's a myth that there's no funding. There is funding.
Oh, definitely there is funding. Like I said on Saturday, during the interaction and conversation with business partners, funding is there, but entrepreneurs and business leaders, as small, medium enterprises, the problem is with us. The challenge is with us. How do we prepare and get ready to be able to have conversations with institutions like Business Partners? Because Business Partners is ready and willing to help us to grow and to go to the next level. But how ready are we?
How ready are we? And as Graham said, we don't prepare our financials. Everything is done, Nje. There is no record, no saving. So we need to start taking our businesses serious as well. We need to take ourselves serious.
We definitely have to. I mean, financials must be done at the right time. Financials are not done because you need financial injection or financial support. Financials are done so that you know the health of your business. You know if your business is growing, if your business is losing, are you making a profit? Are you meeting your targets? It's like a health checkup of your body. You need to know that all is well, and that's why we are advised by health professionals to go for a medical checkup, full medical checkup every 1 or 2 years. So having your financials in order, being registered and up to date with the bodies that regulate the industry where you operate, your banking accounts being in the right standing, all those things say whether or not your business is healthy. So some of us wait until we need funding or there is an opportunity for funding that we want to then get everything up to speed in good condition at the last minute. And it usually does not work like that. And it happens. Sometimes it happens not because you are ill-disciplined. Sometimes it happens because as entrepreneurs, we get caught up into so many things, especially as small business owners, small to medium business leaders. We are still very much involved in the business that sometimes we drop the ball. And that's why it then also goes to show the importance of having a team that shares the vision and the responsibility.
Sure, yeah. And these are the things that you talk about, I believe, at the CWBN from time to time, encouraging business women engaged in that. And now, with gentlemen also coming on board, they'll also get the same. We were going to play Prof. Mamokgethi Phakeng, but it looks like we are going to go to Gibbs, the talk we had with Gibbs. Tell us about that, because I think when we were talking to Gibbs, we realized that there's a lot of information that's there, but people in business and those who try to stand up and sometimes a person would have a business, but things wouldn't go right, and then they give up on that and try something new. It doesn't work out, and you find a person going around in circles, not being established, not moving forward, but not knowing that there is help out there. And your institutions like your Gibbs are even available for business people, also those who are starting out, those who are already established. Can you tell us about your relationship with them as well?
My relationship with Gibbs started in 2018, if I recall well, and it was through the Sherry Blair Foundation for Women, which is founded by Miss Sherry Blair, who is located or based in the UK. If I can bring her closer to your understanding as to who she is the wife of the former UK Prime Minister, Mr. Tony Blair. Now, she founded Sherry Blair Foundation a few years ago, where she is determined and committed to assisting women in different countries to establish and sustain their businesses. So she does that through different programs that are facilitated in South Africa, executed in South Africa through Gibbs Business School. Now, outside of the Sherry Blair Foundation, different offerings or programs, Gibbs on its own also collaborates with other organizations where they are able to bring programs to entrepreneurs or business leaders that are relevant for the time in the season. For instance, I'm currently in a program for women by Sherry Blair Foundation and Gibbs Business School called The Road to Finance. Now, that program is to equip us with tools and knowledge, and importantly, confidence when it comes to our business finances, how to manage them, how to be prepared to grow, how to assess and make sure that we don't make the everyday mistakes that women in business or in leadership level of corporate or small business or startups, those mistakes that are making, we are now learning not to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
We are learning to detect them and avoid them.
Sure.
So my advice to business women and entrepreneurs or leaders in business, you don't need to be a business owner. If you're a leader in business and you're looking to acquire skills, to develop your skills, to learn more, to be able to achieve more, I would say keep your eyes on Gibbs' website. Get yourself to be used to just checking what's on Gibbs' website, what is going on. There are programs that will empower you in different areas of your journey as a businesswoman, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as a leader in different spheres. There is no aspect of the economy that Gibbs Business School does not cater for. So it's up to us, it's up to you, the listener, to be doing the necessary research, building that relationship with Gibbs, reading their newsletters, their publications that go out, what is mentioned in the news about what they are doing, what they are up to. Familiarize yourself with that. Let Gibbs be your friend. And I can guarantee you will benefit more than you expect.
Wow. Kia, thank you so much for talking to us. But before we say goodbye to you, your closing statements and how we can be in contact with CWBN.
Closing statements. I think when it comes to pulpit and heart to heart, I can never have a closing statement because this is an ongoing relationship. We are probably going to be speaking again tomorrow or the day after or next week. But I think for now, what is in my heart is gratitude for the Established Businesswomen Gibs Networking Summit. The 2-day event went well. We achieved what we were out to achieve, fundraising for Buntlebame Girls of Hope and creating those connections that are going to help that organization. We have leads, we have women and organizations that have put their hands up to say, yes, we want to walk the journey with Buntlebame. We have women that were attending because it was the awards or they were accompanying somebody, but we have gained sister friends into our membership of the Christian Women Business Network. We have opened eyes to those that did not know anything about the likes of Business Partners or TPN or Pulpit or Gib. You know, we've really I'm satisfied and I look forward to what is next from the seeds that were planted in this weekend. And I guess I want to encourage our listeners, business owners, business leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, when opportunities like the Established Businesswomen Gibs Networking Summit come up, do not underestimate what you can gain from that. Do not underestimate how that can change your life. I mean, already during the summit, we were receiving testimonies of how people were impacted and influenced and the opportunities that they have identified whilst during the weekend. So it has been a hard journey of preparation. It was a hard journey of execution. But looking back and hearing the feedback, we are really encouraged and satisfied. And we will soon, I guess, announce the date for the 2025 Established Businesswomen Networking Summit.
Wow. And how do we get in touch with CWBN?
CWBN is so very easy to get in touch with us. We are on the internet as christianwomenbusinessnetwork.com, christianwomenbusinessnetwork.com, or on the socials, we are Christian Women Business Network, the green and gold one. Go ahead and follow us. Let's continue engaging. You never know what we have in store for business women, for professional women, and for women in ministry. We are here to serve them. We are here to make sure that they have opportunities to come together to network, to learn about each other's businesses and offerings so that we can all grow.
Wow. Kia, thank you so much for opening these doors, even for us as Radio Pulpit, to meet with Radio Pulpit family at the CWBN Summit and all that. Thank you so much for this journey with you. I feel so jealous. I can't play Renee now, but I'll make sure. And I see that there are family members who are like, so when are we hearing about the gifts? So you will hear more after the news bulletin. I'm talking to Pastor Mary. Then I will just give you that talk that we had with Renee from Gibbs. So you can find out more about what Kia Modise-Moloto is talking about. Kia, thank you so much. Have a blessed one. And I know that you're already, you're recovering. And I know that in 2 days, you'll be planning.
Yes. I'm resting. I'm going back to work tomorrow, though, but I'm going to take it easy.
Yeah, man. I just said in 2 days, I know you'll be planning 2025 already. So enjoy your resting, and then we'll be in touch with you. Have a blessed one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless.
And that is Kia Modise-Moloto, the founder, the CEO of the Christian Women Business Network. And we just had a wonderful time with them over the weekend. And so because of time, I won't be able to play that interview that we had with Gibbs right now, but we'll make sure that we do that later on in the show. We are crossing over to the 1:00 news bulletin, taking the sounds of Sandra. Jesus, take the wheel.